What's that? Well, this is new since last week. Oh, up here near Burnt Rancheria. Here we are. It's Saturday. Last Saturday in March. That's the spot I rested last Sunday. It's pretty nice, you know. I did a loop around the road up there at Mount Laguna and then came back on the Desert View PCT, and then I came down and it was, I don't know what time, but it was late morning, and those patches of snow are nice because you can wash your legs off or kind of get a little bath in the snow. Do you mind being on video?
No.
All right. All right, here's Rob taking off some stuff. We just hiked a little while, maybe a couple miles, heading down to Boulder Oaks. Hiking with the Hammers group, and it's about 5 people ahead of me right now in the group. Heading southbound, coming up to where I can see Morris Meadow. It's right where those pine trees are there. You see a camp over there. Probably some northbounders camp there, and past a handful of them going up there to probably get some breakfast. Well, there's the train. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's about half of them so far. Coming down Long Canyon. Wanted to show you this sign here. This is one of the northern campgrounds here. See, they have this, some sort of thing about regulations of who gets to camp where, but it's only at this site, so I don't quite understand why they put it here, but I'll take it as a hint that maybe some rangers will be checking here if you don't have the right stuff. I think, you gotta have the PCT permit. Yeah, I need to talk to the ranger station about what the current regulations are, because there's like a mishmash of, their website is kind of out of date. It's like back to a year ago. So you got to figure out if you need what kind of permits you need, or if you can't, you might not be able to camp here if you don't have a through permit. But then if you look at their site, they have like a wilderness application. So maybe that's what you have to do now. But the best course of action is to talk to a human being about it. So I don't know about those laminated signs, if those are, I would assume they're current. The downhill climb here, kind of break away from Long Canyon. That's still Long Canyon down there. We're gonna go up here, and then you get kind of on a ridge. I think I'm getting to the end of this climb. It must have been at least a mile. Yeah, that was pretty nice. I like having that climb. Probably the people coming uphill like the downhill. So, you know, it's all good. Yeah, we're still climbing a little bit here. So I think there's another kind of curve here where we go into a tributary. There's Sibbets Flat down there. All right, this is the ridge I was talking about. There's quite a bit before that ridge. Holy moly, look at this. I think this is a ceanothus. That's really nice. Usually don't see them in this state, at least I don't. There's a lot of varieties of those. White sage too, should mention that. So, kind of typical San Diego scrub. I think my group might be taking a break down there in that roundabout. It's kind of a fork there. The Sibbets Flat. 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe about 6 people there, just hanging out. Yeah, that's our group. I recognize some of them. All right, here's the Fred Canyon campsite, the dry river right here. I take a little micro nap, lie down under a tree here. It's really peaceful. Maybe up here. Maybe even a little too cold to stay under these trees. Kind of like having some sun. Yeah, there's a couple PCTers just passed by. One guy wearing like hunter orange. I think it might be a good idea. We saw some hunters. And oh yeah, one of the PCTers, they said they saw there was some of the hunters down, they camped down there at Boulder Oaks. I don't know what season it is, but we've seen a handful of them, so not on the trail, but it must be some season open pretty recently because there's quite a few of them. Well, my watch decided to have a low battery. It's really not very good with battery consumption, so I'm just putting it in here and charge it up. But I like to get my step count, so it charges pretty fast, but it's really crappy. It's a Vivo Active 3 Garmin. I turn off the GPS, it works a lot better. Turn off the Bluetooth. I mean, it doesn't work better. I mean, it consumes less energy. Try to just stretch up my front, you know. Like there's a yoga pose called the Cobra. It kind of helps to kind of elongate your hip flexors. So, yeah, coming north, I guess if you come past this part and then Fred Canyon is right there, you know, it's super nice, but the one downside, or one of the downsides is the At least right now it's really dry. But if you had some water from Kitchen Creek, you could camp there. I met someone who camped there last week, and it's really peaceful, like I was saying. Got a lot of oak trees there. But yeah, it's some of those campsites. There's a lot of cat holes right next to them. Those poppies weren't in bloom last week. They're kind of not as orange as some of them. It's almost a little yellow. And a couple guys going north to, they said they wanted to camp at Fred Canyon, but it's like 1:15. So they're almost there. And they said they wanted to get to Laguna in the morning tomorrow. So I told them, I left at around 8. So at Mount Laguna. So they might hike a little more. I told them it's a really nice campsite, but I didn't think they would get to the Mount Laguna in the morning. All right, it's 1:40 in the afternoon. Actually, there's a trail right here. This one's not so bad. Just past the turnoff to Kitchen Creek Falls. I had a good, just the amount of water I needed for this trip. I am carrying 2.5 liters, and I drank 2 up there pretty early before we got to Long Canyon, and I refilled those. And so altogether, I think by the time I get to Boulder Oaks, I would have drank 4.5 liters, which was quite a bit. It's like over a gallon, I think. There's a nice Indian paintbrush. There's a couple of them along the way. Oh yeah, this one's a nice one too. It's a nice color on there. Oh yeah, we got some Dudleyas. Look at that. These guys like the kind of crappy soil on the side of a hill. This is perfect for them. They like to have a lot of drainage and almost grow in the rocks. Here's another one. They have little florets in the middle. I think those little florets can propagate. Those are like at the end of these long kind of horns that come out. I don't know what you call them. They have a more technical name. Oh, here's some of the white version of the ceanothus. Here's another one down here. So normally that's kind of a lavender color. So you get these white variations. There's a couple right, oh, it seems like this hillside right here has a few of them I see going down there. I just met a group of 4 guys, and one of them had a bear canister, which is called the Bear Vault. And I asked him, oh, so is that a bear vault? He said, yeah. I said, oh. He said he's going to take it all the way, 2660. I asked one of his friends who was behind them. I said, oh, are you with the Bear Vault crew? He said, yeah. So he knew exactly what I meant. I can see the bridge that I'm going to go down. think that's I think it's a yucca. It's a type of yucca. I want to say yucca whipplei, which is pretty common, and that looks a lot like it, except it's pretty huge. That's a really that must be because of the rain. That's a kind of a younger bloom coming out, but so that will grow to be some bloom and kind of like a. There's some up on that hillside. You can't really see it, but and then it'll die after that bloom is gone. It dries out. A lot of cholla, in this section. After we came down, didn't see much up above. Saw a little bit of beaver tail cactus, but the cholla didn't start showing up till down here. Yeah, that might be Spanish dagger, this one. Heading out from Boulder Oaks. I'm not sure what those are. I've never seen those before. Maybe it's part of the plant or some sort of a. Sometimes there's galls. It doesn't really look like a gall, but it could be something similar. Last night there was when I started going to bed, I heard a sound of a car running. And I thought, okay, he's going to take off any minute now. But after quite a few minutes, or maybe even a few times of going to sleep and waking up, I still heard it. And I was thinking, okay, I think this is going to go on all night. And then I realized, I thought it might be a generator. But also people use their diesel engine for heat. And so I had some earplugs. So you found a little bridge over there?
Yeah, it's actually a bridge right there.
It's just narrow. Yeah.